Howdy, fellas. We have the very first mock draft for Real Friends of Football. I am your host, Miles Thomas. A good thing about how I'm doing it, I don't think I'm doing it better than anyone else, but I have film breakdown. And if you look at my channel, if you're watching this, I have breakdown in each one of most of these guys that we're going to be discussing. Of course, a lot of knowledge, so I'm happy to go over my reasonings on every pick. I'm going to piss some of you off. I'm going to make some of you scratch your head, and I'm going to make some of you happy. It is what it is. No one ever gets 32 out of 32. I'm happy that this is happening. We are going to probably do one once a week minimum, but I want to be accurate and diligent in how I want to do this, and my process is thinking it all out and being realistic. Tennessee Titans are on the clock. I've been seeing a lot of Abdul Carter. Not sure why. I get it. He's awesome. He's great. He's phenomenal as a pass rusher. I'm there with you. I'm not doing this whole let's keep trying Will Levis out. I'm going to see it. If I were a Titans fan, it's like, no. The worst thing you can do is continue a problem that's a problem and expecting a different outcome. Isn't like the definition of crazy or something like that. You know, you guys know the saying. So I think you get quarterback. And I'm thinking Brian Callahan. I'm a Bengals fan, so I know Brian Callahan. He's going to want the closest thing to Joe Burrow. And Joe Burrow, as a cerebral guy, is what separates him. You know, he's not really overly talented. Cam Ward is with the arm. He's got a whippersnapper of an arm. But even more so, his mental. And so for that reason, over Shedeur Sanders, the Tennessee Titans will be selecting Cam Ward, quarterback out of Miami. I just think he is the more ready product now. I do like Shedeur. That's not a knock on Shedeur. I do like a lot of quarterbacks actually in this draft. Coming in at number 2. There's a lot of ways we can go here. This could just be a Shedeur Sanders. Screw it. Let's do it. But what I see is Myles Garrett out. Easily replace Abdul Carter. I think it's simple as that. And that's just how they run it. I don't think they should be looking at quarterbacks in the first round. They have a history of it not panning out well in the quarterback market. Continue with free agency. I think that's how they should do it. Browns should never draft a quarterback. You had one in Baker Mayfield. He took you to the playoffs all of a sudden, and look at Baker now. The New York Giants, this is where Shedeur Sanders gets off the clock. I think this is the perfect market for him. I hope there aren't too many angry. I don't know why there's Shedeur Sanders hate. I do believe if his name was Shedeur Watkins or Shedeur Bentley or Shedeur blah, 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 and he was just a guy, I think everyone would love him. Everyone would love him. Everyone. Like, it would be unanimous love. Patriots at number 4. There's a lot of different avenues where this can go. And I was going to wait to a different pick to bring it up, but I could say it now. This will probably be the first and only time you might see it or hear it. But this could be where Josh Simmons out of Ohio State comes off the board at number 4. I genuinely believe that's a possibility. I think he did have a knee injury, so just depending on medicals, on how the Patriots want to play it super safe, I genuinely think this is like a legitimate outcome to protect and to help any potential run game in the future, but also to help out Drake May. And you'll hear with Josh Simmons, it's a pretty much a darn near, you'll hear it, it'll get annoying, Trent Williams cut out. But with that being said, I also want to give you guys a weapon right now, offensively and defensively, and for him to fall to you at number 4, just get a weapon. It could help out Drake May day one, but it could also help out the defense day one as well. And I think that is just a Patriots, you know, they're like a value pick. Like, let's get value at every pick. And I think Travis Hunter is the value pick for them at that spot. And even if you have Christian Gonzalez still on the team, I don't know what's up with him. I don't know I hear a lot of trade talks or stuff like that. Travis could just be a full-time wide receiver. Maybe he'll play the nickel. He'll do whatever. And then coming at number 5, the Jacksonville Jaguars. This one, I've been seeing a lot of weird stuff lately, but my mental is at the point of Trevor Lawrence's career right now. Whether it be offensively or defensively, we need to get for sure guys that will help, that we know their floor is still being a starter with presence. That's their floor. And for me, at this point in time, there being so many risky factors, the only one that's a by far non-risk is going to be Mason Graham. By far. And guys, this is an interior defensive dude. I know there's been a lot, but the last one in the top 5 that I can think off the top of my head right now, Jalen Carter was at 9, and Ndamukong Suh was up there. I remember the guy for the 49ers, he was up there in the top 3. There's probably been more since then. The guy in the 49ers didn't pan out to be good. He was from Stanford. I forget his name. But yeah, but Mason Graham, this is a for sure thing. The lateral quickness is incredible. The size, the arm length, it looks like he doesn't have arm length, but he has arm length. It's crazy. I don't even know the measurables. He has crazy arm length, and then he has an impeccable hand placement, and he can move people easily, and he has a motor. Mason Graham is going to help get the ball back to Trevor Lawrence and stop the run game so we can get the ball back to Trevor Lawrence. So that's where he comes off the board for me. And then at pick 6, I am thinking of, okay, whoever the next quarterback's going to be. This also could be a point in which you'll hear a lot of quarterbacks come in the rankings. I know for me, I thought it'd be a Quinn Ewers probably at here, or Jalen Milroe before the Senior Bowl right here, just because there's always that late riser, right? There's always that late riser. Jackson Dart, but I would not be shocked, guys, and this is me going to the Senior Bowl, seeing this guy live. If he does great on the combine, if he does great in the meetings, if he can show like some great, if he can make them fall in love, if he can make the Raiders fall in love, Riley Leonard out of Notre Dame, this sounds crazy, he could be a guy. This guy just played in the national championship. He's had phenomenal games. He, out of all the quarterbacks at the Senior Bowl, even over Dylan Gabriel, in my opinion, Riley Leonard looked the best. Not saying y'all are going here, but I think whoever the quarterback of the future is going to be, you are going to be needing a number 1. And Tatorian McMillan, I've done a film breakdown on him already. I'm going to do another one. The best way I've been able to describe this MFer is he is Michael Thomas and DeAndre Hopkins. The only thing is I don't really know what his run after catch is. His body is Michael Thomas, but the way he's just able to catch everything, dude. Everything, bro. It's nuke. But his run after catch, it's crazy as well. It's scary. He is awesome. And whatever quarterback, that's going to help Aiden O'Connell day one, immediately. It will. So whatever quarterback of the future that is. New York Jets up now. This is also another area where a quarterback is on the board. Of course, you guys know this. Don't want to rehash old wounds. I think what I've been seeing a lot of the New York market, the New York Jets market, and I got a buddy named Brosig. He just says Will Johnson. That's just what he says. And I'm like, what? He goes, Will Johnson. I go, okay. And I don't see a lot of Jets games. I don't. But Will Johnson is a for sure dude. He had an unfortunate foot injury, I believe, to cut his season short, and it showed with Michigan's season not being so great. But when last year ended, or I guess the 2023 season ended, you were seeing any and all mock drafts that this was the number one overall pick. Number one overall pick was Will Johnson. And this was people knowing who Travis Hunter was. So take that with what you will. And now the biggest shebang boing of this mock draft. The Carolina Panthers are going to be getting someone. I'm not scared to do this. I'm not. Don't care. This guy could go higher. And he showed a lot in person at the Senior Bowl. He was ferocious. He was nasty. He was massive. 6'4", 6'3". Pause on all this. 251 pounds. If he goes out in that combine and he does anything 4.5 sub, yo. And he could do it. He probably could be like 4.6-ish. But if he does anything 4.5 under, and then if he can get to those meeting rooms, yo, and he does not stop. I have done film breakdowns on this guy. He is exactly what the Carolina Panthers need. You need a guy that just doesn't matter what the BS is going on. He's locked in. And that's freaking Mike Green out of Marshall, baby. You go ahead, get yourself a dude, day one, immediate impact. And of course, I was thinking offensive line. I was thinking Josh Simmons. I mean, he could help. I was thinking, what can help? And I'm a huge Bryce Young fan. I love Bryce Young. I love him. And because I love him so much, I know Mike Green is going to be the perfect option for you guys day one. Coming in for the New Orleans Saints. This one I was going back and forth a lot. I was thinking, okay, last time the Saints were really taken as like serious contenders, like y'all were juggernauts, it was the defense that I felt like scared a lot of people. I remember y'all had scary safeties. That was Mike Jenkins, I think. Darren Sharp. You also had a scary front. And so I was thinking James Pierce Jr., get another edge. Just get a guy that can go get the quarterback and give fear into the offense. But then I'm like, okay, what would you do, though? I'm thinking as a GM, respectfully, I'm tired of our other first-round pick. Even though he's awesome, these head injuries could turn out to be something. And if we got to pay him, he could have wanted something that we may not want to pay. And so you see it work out. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, T. Higgins, who was a second rounder, but, Jamar Chase. It's valuable to get two elite wide receivers, especially Luther Burden out of Missouri, especially when you hear this news about Spencer Rattler actually kind of, hey, Derek Carr, lock in. So if that's where Spencer Rattler is, and or whoever, he's gonna need these weapons. He's gonna need Luther Burden. And I like Luther Burden's game. These receivers, I don't know if they're getting the hype that they should be because of how deep this edge class is, how deep the interior, the defensive interior is nasty, y'all. The running backs are deep. Like, there's so many other positions that are very deep that I don't think the wide receivers are getting a lot of love. Luther Burden's one of those dudes that should be getting a lot of love. And this is where Josh Simmons comes off the board. I was thinking Ashton Genty here, but I am an Oklahoma fan. I love Caleb Williams. And I think day one, I do not think Josh Simmons actually makes it here in reality. Josh Simmons' floor actually might be the Panthers. Maybe. I don't know. But, this guy, if he makes it to 10, like, I don't even know what Trent Williams was picked. Hey, Siri. When was Trent Williams picked in the draft? He was 4th. Okay. So there was only 3 dumb teams that year, depending on who they got, I guess. But no, when I tell you carbon cutout copy, man. If I could draft Josh Simmons in fantasy, I would. That's what I mean. And then coming at pick 11, whoever the quarterback of the future is going to be with the 49ers, you're going to need help with the offensive line. Trent Williams, I don't think he is on the way out, but he is older than younger. If you guys don't trade up, which this is definitely a 49er move to trade up to 9 to get Josh Simmons, or trade up somewhere to get Josh Simmons, that's a 49er move in my book. They go up to get a guy. And if you that doesn't happen, you're still going to need offensive line help. I think Will Campbell out of LSU, it's the safer option, not necessarily the better option, but the safer option, because I think Will Campbell also has a career as a guard, but he also has that career at left tackle. And people are over analyzing or scrutinizing even Kelvin Banks. I don't know why people are giving a hard time to Kelvin Banks or even Will Campbell. These are good offensive linemen. A lot of them are really good. And so with that being said, 49ers, the history. Offensive linemen go down all the time. Injuries are riddled with the offensive line. Really with the offense, period, with the 49ers is always a serious injury. So having a guy that has experience or the capabilities of going inside and out, I think Will Campbell will bode the best for you guys. And then the Dallas Cowboys. Hold on. The Dallas Cowboys. All right. Had to do some camera work. You're up. All right. I'm going to be cool. I'm just going to explain why. So, of course, if Luther Burden falls here, I think I'll get him. And that's just to go along with, like I said before, Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison. I think they really set a beautiful precedent on, even if you have a star wide receiver, doubling up in the top 10 or in the top 15 on another star receiver is good. So I think if Luther Burden there, y'all get him over this next guy. And the only reason why I think y'all do pull the trigger is because the last time, in my opinion, Dak was on a different level consistently, he had a young star back in one Zeke Elliott. And so I think what y'all do is y'all get Ashton Jinty again. And this guy's good. He's not a miss back. I mean, he does everything the right way. He's patient. He has great vision, low center of gravity, hard to bring him down. And the offensive line is usually decent. So whether they be coaching or whether you guys draft well every year. So y'all will get someone in the second. Maybe this is actually, unfortunately, this could actually be an offensive lineman right here. This could be Kelvin Banks. This could be a different offensive lineman at this point in time. Y'all are known for just going, all right, top offensive lineman, that's great, boom. But with all that being said, I think the O-line is in good enough shape to where if you had Ashton Jinty, I think Rico Dowdle was still a 1,000-yard rusher. Ashton Jinty at the helm, the team is in a way different stratosphere, in my opinion. And I don't have anything against the Cowboys, don't care for them. I know y'all got to mess up. I know y'all are going to mess up at the end of every season, so I don't hate y'all. There's no reason to hate you guys. So, this is the best pick. And then for the Dolphins, it's very simple. Whoever the quarterback of the future is, once again, you're going to need a left tackle, someone that is going to be a staple. And Kelvin Banks is still very young. He also still has a lot of baby fat on him as well. So when he actually becomes a legit pro, you'll see him make the legitimate strides. He had 2 great years. As a freshman, it was a great year. As a sophomore, it was a good year. And then as a junior, it was his first year in the SEC. It was still good. He just had some games against Georgia where he was getting beat up a little bit against a lot of competition. And so Kelvin Banks will be great for you guys in the future. And then this is the one that everyone is giving for whatever reason. The Colts fans, they just love tight ends. They've been wanting a tight end since Dallas Clark, and so or Kobe Fleener, or what's Doyle, whatever the guy's name is. And so Tyler Warren, but he's a dude, man. 6'6". He runs the Wildcat. He's the quarterback for the Wildcat. He catches everything. Like, he was their... I mean, Abdul Carter was their best player. But from everything that I've seen, and I've done the film breakdown on Tyler, like, Tyler Warren was like per capita the most like important player on the team, if that makes sense. Like, Abdul Carter was the better player because the position's more valuable and edge over a tight end. That's how I'll classify it. But the role was much greater for Mr. Tyler Warren, and he did everything beautifully. He's a superstar kind of kid. He's a Brock Bowers. I don't know if he'll be as great as early as Brock Bowers, but he'll have an impact very early. And then coming in at 15, I've been saying this forever. This could be an opportunity for you guys to just go wide receiver as well. But I think you guys have been, the Falcons, and personally, they have been looking for an edge rusher forever. And I think people thought Vic Beasley was going to be it at some point. I think Takk McKinley was supposed to be it at some point. There's been a lot of disappointments. And I think the safest opportunity for it not to flop fully in your face, even if he's not like a top 10 dude every year, if he's a top 15 dude every year, that's still valuable. Mykel Williams, you keep the Georgia kid in Georgia. I think it makes a lot of sense. He's a disruptor. He creates chaos. And he also is a guy that has a lot of baby fat on him too. Or not baby fat, but you can tell he's like Bambi still. Like, he doesn't know really how to control his body. Like, he's like still trying to figure out how to like move and like understand like his strength and balance and stuff like that. Disruptor day one though. And then for the Cardinals, this is where the rubber meets the road, because I'm taking this insight from a few things. I have a buddy, a personal buddy. He is a diehard Cardinals fan, and I don't want to mess this pick up. I don't. So, clearly, you can go Armand Mambo. He was at the Senior Bowl. If you're asking me personally, I think he is a good tackle. Out of all the tackles, he wasn't the brightest shining star there. Thought he would be. Kyler's going to be all right. He's got Marvin Harrison. Kyler's going to be okay. I love Kyler. OU fan guys, remember that. I think the biggest steal in this draft for you guys, though, I'm yanking on my hoodie. The biggest steal for you guys, without a shadow of a doubt, will be Walter Nolan, interior defensive dude out of Mississippi. Ole Miss. I don't say this often, but this is also a guy that could go up higher. No one's blocking Walter Nolan one-on-one. This is like, I dare not say his name. I dare not say the one of 99, Arnelius Darnelius. But Walter Nolan is a freaking... He, in that Cardinals jersey, he is just going to... low center gravity. but he's strong still. So it's just not his posture. It's just not his size. He's still strong. He was at the Senior Bowl. Guys, he could not. And it looks like he has no fat on him. For whatever reason. It's just all muscle. It's all muscle. He wears the number 2, so he looks slimmer. He has beautiful lateral quickness. He has a speed to power. He has a bull rush that's nasty. He can go outside if you want him to. I think you guys run the 3-4, if I'm not mistaken. He can do whatever you need him to do. And if you have him play in the nose, that center is going to have a horrible day. Walter Nolan to the Arizona Cardinals. Thank me later. And then the Cincinnati Bengals. Hi, guys. How you doing? I'm a Bengals fan. How you guys doing? Yeah? Me neither. But I'm not even gonna save us. I'm not even trying to save us. I'm not even trying to. What I'm about to do is what's going to happen if this player is available. Like, and you might not hate you. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I'm good on it. I'm content. For real. I'm content. Dude has potential for sure. And I love his game. He has superstar impact. So whoever you think it's gonna be, if you don't think that the Bengal way is not getting the edge rusher from the state, like, you're crazy. Like, if you don't think that the Cincinnati Bengals are not going to draft Jack Sawyer in the first round at pick 17 if he's available, you're nuts. You're nuts. This is so on brand. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. But Jack Sawyer is... Look, we like our type. We got a type in the edge department. I'm not mad at it. I love it. I love my edge rushers, all right? We got a type, though. It is what it is. I'm cool with it, all right? We got a type at receiver. It is what it is. We love white pass rushers, and I love them too. And so we have to be the only NFL team that has 2 white pass rushers. Please let me know in the comments if there's any other team that has 2 white pass rushers. Trey Hendrickson, Sam Hubbard. Sam Hubbard, good run defender, not doing anything for us really in the running department, honestly, at all, but also nothing in the passing downs. Nothing. Miles Murphy was supposed to be a dude. Hasn't happened yet. Not sold out on him. Joseph Asai, you just whatever. But Jack Sawyer, I think day one, hopefully he's TJ Watt. We can only pray he's TJ Watt, and he just ends up being the best player in this draft. And he's white, and I love it. And he's our white pass rusher. Jack Sawyer is, and he was supposed to go to the Senior Bowl. But they all bailed. All the Ohio State guys bailed at the last minute because they won the championship. I get it. But I was going to talk about him being a Bengal. I met Hobson, though. Let him know. I met a Hobson. Now, here we go. Seattle Seahawks, pick 18. I think at this point in time, this is where James Pierce Jr. comes off the board. You guys just need flash in the defense department. The defense is already so lit, I think, in the secondary with so much talent that shortening that time, which the Legion of Boom gets a lot of credit. That secondary, they did awesome, right? Like, but y'all had some MFers in the trenches too. Like, y'all had Bobby Wagner on blitzes, bro. So the Legion of Boom had a front 7. People forget that part of the story. And so I think with James Pierce Jr., entering the chat. You guys got my boy out of Texas last year. I forget his name. I loved him though. There's so many players, guys. I'm on. BJ, no, can't remember his name. Loved him out of Texas. I wanted him I wanted him in Cincinnati. It is gonna kill me. It is gonna kill me. Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers at pick 19. I honestly think this is where Malachi Starks gets off the board, just because this kid is super talented, and I know you guys have Antoine Winfield. I'm not 100% sure of what the other safety is, but I think Malachi Starks, he's like just a difference maker, and I do believe Antoine Winfield is like a strong safety, like he's in the box more, like he's with tight ends more, to where Malachi Starks can play the sky beautifully. And at this point in time, it has to be defense. There is Shamar Stewart out of A&M. I think you guys would like that. I just think you guys would go Malachi Starks for some reason. I just think it's like a Buccaneers thing. But I'm play it safe. I'll go Shamar Stewart, who was also at the Senior Bowl. Dude changed my perspective. I went into the Senior Bowl not super high on him, trying to be not contrarian to the public. Not at all. I never try to be contrarian, but when I saw how high he was in the very beginning, and he's gone down considerably so, where I kind of see him originally, but in the very beginning of the process, he was very, very high, and then I'm looking at him, I'm like, there's some dudes, wait, what? And so now that it's reassessed, I see where he's at, but he was number 14 at the Senior Bowl, knocking heads, bro. Heads. At 2 of the 3 practices, because he left a day early because he got a phone call, yo, you're good at least here. That's when the dudes leave early. So he was there up until Wednesday. He left. He was not there Thursday. He was not there Friday. And so, yeah, I think he got a phone call like, hey, you're a first rounder. Go ahead and pack up. We're out of here. So that's awesome. Denver Broncos, I think this is an awesome part for Emeka Egbuka, because I've seen a lot of Colston Loveland, or I've seen a lot of something here. Something weird. I don't know. But I think Bo Nix having a receiver like Emeka is going to be... The receivers in his class are so good. They're so good. And it's hard to compare a lot of them because, I mean, a lot of the Ohio State dudes, apart from Marvin Harrison, a lot of them look very similar, very the same. Olave, Jackson Smith and Jigba, very similar in styles somewhat. Garrett Wilson, very similar. Terry McLaurin doesn't have a similar style to them, but it's very just beautiful artwork in the route department, which is exactly what Emeka has. And Will Howard, he was a east to west quarterback on how they did things. Nothing was really drop back, progress, get it out. Nothing like what kind of Texas does, where everything's kind of like dialed in like a pro style. Everything's really just get it out, RPO, get it out super quick. And that kind of hurts receivers at times, especially when you have a dominant run game like the Ohio State does, what they did. And so he probably didn't show off as much of his talents as he could have. And so that's what we have there. And then here, the Steelers at pick 21. This is another quarterback opportunity. But I'm thinking of what you guys would want as a Bengals fan. So I'm thinking of what I would hate. Right? What would I hate the most? Gosh, I hate y'all so much. I hate the Steelers. Who would I be so mad? Yeah. Yeah, if y'all got Matthew Golden, I think I'd be tilt. I'd be pretty pissed. Like, if y'all got Kenneth Grant, I would have been mad, but I don't know if y'all would. I think y'all have invested in the interior a lot the past few years. And then I was thinking Benjamin Morrison. I don't think I'd be that mad because I still have Jamar. I'd be pissed if y'all got Matthew Golden and he turned out to be a freaking dude. That would piss me off because we already got Zay Flowers we got to deal with, man. I already got George Pickens I got to deal with, man. Cleveland ain't got nobody. So, sorry, guys. Pick 22. Oh, this is where I've been seeing Colson Loveland, actually. This is where I've been seeing it. But I don't think so. I don't think so. I think Harbaugh. Do you guys need interior defenders? You could just go Kenneth Grant. He's phenomenal. I think he's going to get a guy that's like a college play. It's like a collegey play. Gosh, there's so many talented people in this draft. This is crazy. Let's go edge. Let's get y'all an edge. No, I'm not going to be dumb. Kenneth Grant makes sense. That's the Michigan play. He's dominant. He's scary. He has a lot of baby fat on him to where if you trim that off, he is a nasty pro. I actually, when I said Harold Fannin Jr., like if I were a fan, I really meant Kenneth Grant. But I was like, I don't think they want like an interior defense. Like y'all got in my head of me thinking like, no, like that'll be boring for them. Like I let that get to me. And I'm not going to do that anymore. Like y'all, I'm not going to do that anymore. So that's over. Y'all, I mean, that's the best decision for you guys. 100%. All right. And then these guys need a receiver. I don't know why these rankings are so off. So I was going to do Isaiah Bond. Like these rankings. So it's like, it's going to, saying it's off. I don't think these, like Isaiah Bond is still very talented. He didn't end his Texas career like awesome. He still has a lot of talent, a lot of speed, a lot of stuff that can help the Packers day one. I'm not a Texas fan. I'm an OU fan. So hear what I'm saying. I hate Texas. But I think this is where you got the Jerry Alexander is always hurt. You could just re-up at corner. I mean, at this point, Benjamin Morrison makes the most value. That's the biggest value play for me. Yeah, I like that a lot. And then the Minnesota Vikings running back. No. Guard. Defense for your tackle. You guys could go guard. Help out, yeah. Let's get Booker. Let's go get Booker. These rankings are fucking, I'm sorry for swearing. They're terrible. I don't like these PFF rankings. These guys are, I don't understand it. These guys are, I mean, there's a lot of talented dudes. But, and then Texans, wide receiver. I don't know why I'm saying that. Texans, I've done this multiple times. I think this is a perfect pick for you guys as well. You're probably not going to like it. I understand it, but I think this is a D'Amico Ryans play. I understand you want to get help for CJ Stroud in the interior. I think you should invest in the free agency. Stop looking for offensive linemen to help out pro quarterbacks, or stop looking for a rookie offensive lineman to help out legitimate pro quarterbacks. You see it fail a lot more than not. Truly, it fails way more than you might think. So I think you go get veteran leadership at that guard center position, and you draft Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State. This kid is another disruptor, run stopper, bigger. I think he's like 6'4". He's a bigger guy. Wanted to interview him also at the Senior Bowl, but Ohio State guys didn't make it. He could be a junior also. Maybe he'd even go. But ferocious, athletic, lateral movement, strong, great hands. And then here, the Rams. I think you guys definitely re-up at the tackle position. But I'm wondering if you go Gray Zabel. No, because it's Armand. Or is it Josh Connerly? I was going to say Zabel, but he's going to be an interior guy. Which is like, I was going to give to the Texans, but it's like, no. North Dakota State guys, I'm sorry also, the consistency has been all over the place. I think Armin Mambao will do you guys very, very well. Strong, big frame, very athletic for his size, and can get down very low for his size as well. Is a right tackle, but I believe he's more than athletic to go and do whatever he wants. He's very athletic. And then most right tackles can play left tackle, especially in today's game. Baltimore Ravens, another team I hate. Who would I hate for them to get? Honestly, Malachi Starks I would hate, but they're pretty read up at the safety position. I think Nick Scoreton. I would hate it if they got him. Another just strong, lanky, long kind of guy. Big frame as well. Disruptor, run plugger. I would hate the Ravens if they got him. Detroit Lions. I think this is probably where Gray Zabel gets off the board. Just because he is that nasty, ferocious, disgusting, like Dan Campbell DNA kind of guy. And he has the fluidity play guard, center, and if they ever get too banged up injury-wise, he can play that tackle position. As a pro, he'll be a guard center. I think he has, sub 33-inch arms. And so, I think they're like 32. I don't even think they're 33 inches. And so, the interior, and he was at the Senior Bowl, he was getting into a lot of fights. Like the Dan Campbell way, like playing through the whistle and pissing off defense type of fight. So, that's good in that regard. And then the Washington Commanders, I'm thinking in my head, what y'all lacked at certain parts of last year was consistent pass rush, like consistent go. And so I think, I forget what division Boston College is, but ACC, he was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year. I think he had 17 sacks this year. Donovan Azaruko, dominant, dude. Great get off. I was going to give him to the Eagles, but I think y'all zap him before the Eagles do. This guy has incredible speed to power, incredible bend, Von Miller-esque, but more Hassan Reddick. No one's like Von Miller. I don't even know why I said that. No one's like Von Miller. More like Hassan Reddick is probably where I have him. I have Donovan Azaruku out. And then the freaking Bills. I think the Bills are the best when they have their defense really locked in. Matt Milano, I'm not saying you're bad. I'm not saying you're anything. The injuries keep stacking up. For whatever reason, the defense works. The team works when the defense is very locked in. I was thinking receiver here also, but the rankings are terrible. But also, I think Keon Coleman makes a crazy jump up next year in talent-wise. That being said, I believe this is where Demetrius Knight Jr. out of South Carolina comes off the board. This kid is beautifully athletic, north to south runner. He'll plug up the runs. He's always around the ball. He's very involved. Cerebral. I actually interviewed him. Very intelligent. After I do his next film breakdown, I'll add the interview at the end of it. So check that out if you want. But yeah, super smart kid as well and loves football. And here we go. The Eagles to end the last two picks. I think with Darius Slay not on the way out, but not here as long-term as you want. Jahdae Barron would be so clutch for you guys. Legitimately, so clutch for you guys. This kid had a game against Georgia where he had like 3 interceptions, I think. Had a pick 6. Very glued to the ball. Very just phenomenal ball skills. And plays the game the right way. I think he'd be great for you guys. And then the Kansas City Chiefs. I have a great history of guessing y'all's picks in the first round. I'm probably going to mess it up this year because I'm going ballsy. I'm going super ballsy. I'm not going to do it because these rankings are super dumb. Fuck it. If this guy makes it to y'all, Harold Fannin Jr., in the first round, y'all might pull the trigger. He's a darn near cutout carbon copy of Travis. And I'm a bold guy. I say things no one else says. I think Harold Fannin Jr. can make it in the first round. Wait till what he runs. Let's see what he runs. Very dominant at the Senior Bowl. No one could guard him one-on-one. No one could guard him one-on-one. And there we go. You guys see the first top 10. I like that Mike Green to the Panthers. Josh Simmons to the Bears from 11 to 20. Jack Sawyer to the Bengals, of course. But I love Walter Nolan to the Cardinals. 20 to 20. We'll do 20 to 32. I love the Kenneth Grant to the Chargers. We were going back and forth for so long on that. That one's so easy. I love Donovan to the Commanders. And I like Jahdae Barron and Harold Fannin to the Chiefs. Dang it. I hope that doesn't happen. Y'all are pissed. I understand. I get it. See you in the next one.